welcome to Real Voices of Happy Valley. In this episode 90, Dave talks to Creedy. Creedy is a well-known face and voice in the valley and is extremely talented. His work can't really be pigeonholed. He's been instrumental, pun intended, in setting up radio stations and presenting shows, and he's performed music with pretty much every musician in the valley. Creedy's irrepressible nature is infectious, as you will hear in this interview.
Sitting in a flat in Hebden Bridge,
yes,
with Creedy.
Hello.
Hi. Now, I've known you for a very, very long time. I think when I met you, you were with a band called the Landing Party.
Oh, yeah.
And we were putting you...
Which you famous introduced once as the landings parties.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. It wasn't me. Yeah.
Before you.
I do remember saying
Very much clicking.
when it was introduced in London, I said, it's always good to have a local band, and the so local Richard lives 3 doors down the road from me.
Which is true, yeah, at the time anyway.
Yeah, he did, yes. Anyway, so you were with the Landing Party. You were with, for a while, McGreevy Beat, which I really liked them.
Right.
Others...
What, did you not hear the other incarnation of McGreevy Beat?
The post-Mo McGreevy Beat.
Yes, which we called Nomos, appropriately. It was my idea.
I don't think I actually saw
it. Did backfire eventually, because, so maybe you didn't, because I don't think we did that many gigs. Strangely, the ones we did were quite up there, really. We supported Omar Suleiman, who was a massive artist of that Moroccan persuasion, and Arabic generally, actually, now I think of it. That was at Bradford University. I think it was our second gig. Might have even been the first. It was a bit of a...
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah. It was a bit squeaky bottom, that one, but because we really hadn't got that many tracks, because at the time, I don't think, did we have a Moroccan in the band? I don't think we did. We had Paul Deere was with us.
Yes.
And I think Richard was still with us. We might have had Abe, but that's a long while ago. It didn't last very long.
Yeah.
And then we reformed as Darbuka Beat.
That's right, yes.
And that
saw you in that incarnation.
Yes, that was. I preferred that. It was a little bit less constrained, and it was very much. I was calling it Moroccan trance, and I think that Darbuka Beat was proper Moroccan trance.
So how long was Darbuka Beat together?
I bet we worked together for more than a year and a half, probably, maybe 2 years at the most. A reasonable amount of gigs, and that sort of attracted all the local musicians that offered to join the band. So it was me, Abe, and we needed another drummer. So and this is where the former name of Nomos had to go out the window, because Mo joined the band. Mo, which is short for Morris. Mo.
Mo, yes.
Yeah. He joined the band.
He was an Out of Zed for quite a while, wasn't he?
He was the Out of Zed, yeah. He's a good little drummer, so he wanted to join. In fact, we asked him. And he really wanted to learn how to play the darbuka, so he learned from Abe. So they were the two main drums, and they used to have little solos together. And then Simon Partridge, of course, asked if he could join the band, because at the time... he didn't really... I think he had a band called Dr. Fuzz, which covers a band, and he sort of did all the stuff with people, but he didn't really do any improv. And so he wanted to be in a band that sort of forced him to improvise.
Oh, right.
And so he joined us. Oddly, years on, he's got one of the biggest improv bands that you can possibly... In fact, that's what he's a sort of book on improvisation. He was with Cold Bath Street, and I think he was with Five Time 4 as well for a while. Very, very much improv sort of bands. But and then Les Gillen, name dropping here today, local name dropping, Les Gillen of Les of Fez fame.
And Karma agents these days.
That's
Agents of Karma.
Agents of Karma.
Apologies, Les.
Well, no, actually, I introduced them once. He said, "Can you introduce us?" I got up the stage. Of course, everything goes well until you actually come to the band name. And ladies and gentlemen, the Agents of, and I thought, what do we do here? I just pointed at the audience. You know what is it? Karma. Yes. how to cover on stage. You'll know this thing.
Oh yes, we've all done that.
That's why I usually have a clipboard with everybody's name written upon it. Cause
when we had lots of African bands at the Trades Club, you'd work out a pronunciation that was near enough and acceptable to the musicians.
Yeah. So Les asked if he could play bass, and I actually at first refused. I went, "You're my favourite guitarist. You know, we're playing bass." He said, "You know, that was the first instrument I played. I used to play with my brother Pete Gillen, and he was on bass and Pete was on guitar." So I went, "Go on then," and he loved it. You know, so that was the lineup, and it was quite a thing. We played one of our favourite gigs was at the Crown. Which it was very much, as I say, people like a bit of a dance, and they totally loved that. Yeah. Trades Club, we did that.
I must have seen you at the Trades Club.
You probably saw us at the Trades, yeah. I think we did that a couple of times as well, actually. Yeah, they were good times. I'd like to go back to that ad-lib situation.
I mean, the other thing you did, which people will know of, I imagine, right? You recycle radio.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, we did that over a period of a few years. My radio sort of experience goes back to the Salford project in Manchester, and I worked for. Well, actually, no, it goes further back. We actually set up Phoenix Radio in Halifax.
Oh, you ran the start of that?
Yeah,
I didn't realise that.
Yeah. Well, before
I was on there for quite a few years.
Yeah, that's right. So we were on that. We started it. We the two people who we got together, was four of us effectively. We did everything, including laying carpet tiles, and quite rarely we networked 9 computers together so that you could share information from one to another. And then we had a training program going on there, and then we did broadcasts every so often. So it was quite an interesting day sometimes, because it was Shaki that I worked with. Me and Shaq would be keeping the students on task, and then sort of come 4 o'clock, we had to go in and do a live drive time show for 2 hours or 3 during broadcast times, which could be a month. So that was quite interesting. Our lunch times were pre-records for our comedy pieces that we used to put on, which was a bit frantic. And eventually there was a bit of a fallout there, to say the least, actually, and we left them to it. But then the Salford project, we got picked up by a guy that used to be doing a late night show. And he says, "Why don't you work for Radio Region doing some training?" I thought, that's interesting, because we started from scratch. We went to Hospital Radio, and after a couple of weeks, he says, I'm pretty sure you know more than me. He says, "Do you fancy just doing a show? And I've got a little broadcast going." Well, I'm on then. So we hadn't. We just seemed to know what to do. We were ahead on technology.
It was quite sort of go ahead, Radio Regen.
Yeah, it was. I don't even know if it's still operating nowadays.
I don't know, but it was people involved in that. Then went on to create All FM.
Yeah, All FM. We did some training for All FM.
Oh, were you involved then?
Yeah, well, we did some training, and Withenshaw FM as well.
Yeah, All FM, I should explain, I think it's Ardwick, Levenshulme, and
So that's right. Yeah.
The other bit further down from Levenshulme that also begins with an L. I can't remember.
I can't remember either, really. It's a long while since we've been to Manchester, let alone remember that. Yeah, it was a very, very interesting time. So we in fact, we slept on the floor in All FM one night, because we decided to celebrate after we'd done something, a successful training day, which was very difficult, because we didn't even understand what it was we were supposed to be telling them. So my angle was, right, I've been sweating over this all weekend as to what this actually means. BTEC seem to have their own language. So I've given you all a copy. Between us, we'll work it out. And then I'll facilitate your learning.
That's how creativity works best, isn't it?
It works.
We've got to do something here. Let's work out how to do it.
Yeah. You should never pretend you're the expert either, because that's, I have actually said that before. I was teaching Photoshop, which I also didn't know that much about, but it was at Keighley College, that, and it was either that or digital photography, which I knew even less about. So I'll go on and take that. So I just kept a couple of steps ahead. But when I went in, I went, look, it's clearly I'm not an expert. But there again, if I were an expert, I'd be all-knowing. If I was all-knowing, I'd be God. I'm certainly not.
Yes.
But I will facilitate your learning.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's I've seen lots of people get away with that.
Yeah. Well, we more got away with it. We by the end of it, actually, the head sort of saw the exhibition that we come up with. He said, I was only wanting to teach them basics. You've just done an advanced course. I went, well, that's funny, that, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, when you go at the pace of students, sometimes you can be very surprised at how quick students are going and wanting to go.
Absolutely, yeah. They're sort of like some of them. I mean, the fact the one that didn't get it the most was the one that came out with the most impressive work, actually. Because when he did get it, he really got it. Yeah. And I was asking him what techniques he used, because it was very, very well done.
And I know for a fact that was anyway very common in the early days of teaching computers and then various digital things at higher education. People who had been tutors for a while were learning things off 18-year-olds coming in new who were much more up to date than they were.
And it done off show the ego of certain individuals. I mean, for me, I have a massive ego, really. I do stuff and I'm never as confident as I appear. I'm just a bloody good actor. But I was honest about it and says, I can't possibly. Have you seen this software? Yeah. So if you come up with something, let us know, and I'll do a whole lesson on it next week, and we'll all learn from it, and we'll all learn together, which worked brilliantly.
Which is the way to do it.
Well, absolutely. That was in Keighley College. That lasted a year before they decided to drop my wages and the hours, and bring in and said, "Is that okay?" I went, "No, not at all." Do you know how difficult it is to get to Keighley on public transport? My wages have gone down all the way through. Yeah. Years ago, I was paying £17 a teacher, and now it's gone well down from that. Yeah. Crazy world. But creatives suffer the most, and unfortunately, if you are creative properly, you can't do anything about it. You've got to do something, haven't you?
So anyway,
Recycle Radio. We was there.
Recycle Radio. It was on for was it a month at a time?
Well, when we first started, we trained for about that time, maybe 2 months, and then it was 2014. Excuse me, when we did the first broadcast from the town hall. Yeah. In the basement, we all got set up down there, and obviously invited everybody in to do that. And then we did, which was very successful. We did it during they needed a theme to hang it on. 2014 was the Tour de France.
Oh, right, yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
And so we had somebody out on the streets, giving comments. But to be quite honest, not very easy to comment on, is it, really, or commentate on? There you go, just gone past. Yeah. Right.
But you get enough warning.
We've got a random cat here. Does anybody know what it is?
And so you get enough warning. I was actually asked to put on their music up on the fields. It was Little Valley Radio. Little Valley Brewery.
Little Valley Brewery.
On Radio Upset. Little Valley Brewery wants to put on some music up where they are. And so we did that, and we had a few bands on, and then, somebody was telling us how, where the cyclists were up to, and then everything stopped, and people looked, and for about 20 minutes, vehicles with adverts on the side went past, and then for about a minute and a half, a load of people on bikes went past.
They're quite quick, aren't they?
And that was it.
Yeah, exactly. There was nothing so we had loads of theme songs instead, like Bike by Pink Floyd, and anything with My White Bicycle, and anything, bicycle races, Queen, and so we had a whole list of those. It was better just playing those sometimes, and then just having a conversation about what wasn't happening. Yeah. But we did it again in 2016 at the mill next to the.
That's right. I think that's right. I was involved there. I did a.
Yeah, you did something during that, didn't you?
The shows there.
And that was after that we started doing training for young people, because there was nothing else going on. Because I'm a youth worker, or was a youth worker, because I've got rid of the money for that now. I'm not a youth worker anymore. So really, when we brought back Recycle Radio Speakeasy during the lockdown, I'd gone to the Fox and Goose at the time, Gareth, who did a bit of engineering with us in the last broadcast of 2016 one. I said, it's going to happen. I can tell this is all going to go wrong. And if it does, when it does, I was totally convinced. Keep your finger on the pulse, as it were. I said, do you fancy maybe convert my back room into a studio? He went, yeah, I'll do it. I said, right. Yeah. And so this room was it's still full of junk now, but this has accumulated since the broadcast. Nice bit of filing over there. So I think it was at about 1 o'clock in the morning, this bag arrived at the bottom of my door, and I went downstairs because nobody was seeing each other, picked it up, took out all this equipment for broadcasting, hadn't a clue what it was or where it all fitted. I had to do a bit of Googling on that one and eventually got it all there. And I'd got everything apart from, it says, I think the wires are one way around. That was on air and started from there. Then we did, once we got it a little bit more together, got people to send in shows so we didn't have to do everything ourselves. So we used to edit those down each week. I used to do loads of comedy features for my show because I couldn't do anything simple, could I? Came up with loads of characters and different things like the Cockney Walkabout, which was basically a pop tune done in a Cockney style. So turning everything into 2/4, oh yeah, hills, that kind of thing. So there's quite amusing ones though. It's about 57 of those.
Yes, you can do a Cockney walk to that. Do a Manc walk to that.
Yeah, I did everything. Started with all the tunes I didn't like, and then eventually did a few that I did. Just it didn't really matter after that. So. But yeah, eventually we did that for about a year and a half, I think. But and again, quite popular, but. At the time, I was being paid not to work but then, of course, it all ended. And when I did have to work again, I had to go out and do some painting and decorating. And I've not been able to afford to do it since. It's quite expensive doing that. Well, time-consuming.
Yeah.
It took a lot of time between me and Gareth, and Rosie was working with us at the time, but she pulled out, left leaving just me and Gareth, and between us we couldn't cope, and social media just wasn't working like it did. So to this day we've not done too much, but we did other things as well. As you pointed to the things that we did a Recycle Radio Trades Club Takeover, where we put live bands on. But we actually ran it as a live broadcast, so all sound checking needed to be done beforehand, or when we were doing the last bit. I was broadcasting out from the stage. Took about 4 mixing desks to make it happen, but we did several of those.
When was that?
Oh, there's loads. There's loads of them.
I didn't realise you'd done it so many times.
These are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we did another one which was a special because we lost a great friend, Mick West. So we had
terrible loss for the whole time.
It was. I'm still shocked to this day. Massive loss to the musical community around here, and so a lot of the bands he was with came and played that night, and we again did it as a live broadcast, and all the tracks were random ones because he never put a name to them from his album Green Tripe for Rotting Dogs, which got played on Stuart McComey twice. He loved it on his Freak Zone.
I mean, I still, in fact, I'm going to Whitby this weekend working at the Music Boat Festival, and shortly after Mick passed away, there was a band on there, guys I didn't know. I just put them onto a stage, and one of the things they did was, we're going to do this for our friend Mick West.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, played a few songs there.
A total local legend by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely.
Man as a box of frogs in many ways, but also very, very bright and a genius musician.
Oh, yes.
Pitch perfect, beat perfect.
So he could get a tune out of anything.
He could, actually. Yeah, he wouldn't even need to tune it. He'd be able to do it just by ear. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. Incredible musician. Great loss. But yeah, so that was, I think that was the last one we did. We've done any others. But we had loads of bands on there, Fez and Tragics and Tetchy, Des Horsefall, lots of people, poets like Kieran Higgins and Therese.
Pepper Jam, I see there as well. All the
Pepper Jam, right in the early days of Pepper Jam, actually.
What you would call in Hebden Bridge music scene the usual suspects.
There's a date on that one. I think that was 2016.
Yeah.
Friday the 30th of November 2016. Pepper Jam were there.
Oh, the Tiny Minds as well.
Tiny Minds, We had the whole lot in there. Winston Plows did a very interesting thing there as well. Cold Bath Street, that was with Simon Partridge, you mentioned earlier. Yeah.
So you just started up your new project. You're starting up at the Pennine. Is it the Pennine Club?
The Pennine Club. Yeah, we did one this week. So we did the first one, and they approached me, or a fellow called Pete approached me, saying they need a bit of input. They need some money. There's a chance they're going to close down. He says, "Can you help us? Can you do an open mic?" And I went, "No, I'm not going to do an open mic because I'm doing one of those each month. I'm on my 5th this month or the next month. I'm doing an open mic at the club next door, the Sports and Social. So I'm not going to tread on their toes, which wasn't going that well. But it's just picked up. They've suddenly got it, I think. which is good. So I said, but what I could do is put a band on with support, and I've already got one that I'm playing with that really want to go out and practice. I certainly do, and so we set that up. So we did. So last night the lights played, which is also something I'm on at the moment. I'm 11 tracks in, which is almost a miracle if you ever try to work out his tunes. His guitar style is I call it twitch. He just basically goes twitch, 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 and it's all in 3 because he twitches in 3, and I make it sometimes 4 with my accompaniment. But a great band, double bass, big drum. We've got an album out there which I produced also during that strange period of time,
which can be heard on YouTube.
Yes, Last Night of the Lights. The album's called Please Leave This Table. Last Night of the Lights, available on it's on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and some other ones I've not even heard of. So that's out there. And I did a lot of produced it. All I had to go on was they had vocal, guitar, and double bass recorded, and I did the rest, synths, multi-track guitars, whatever. And eventually he said, can you play this live? And I refused several times. I don't even know what I played. I'm not even a keyboardist. I just did it. But I'm not even sure I used a keyboard, all of it. I used a mouse on a clicky keyboard. But eventually I thought, well, maybe I can see what it sounded like if I got the main core of the melodies I was creating and turned that into something using the guitar, which to make sort of synth sounds, I used a digital delay and a volume pedal so you can fade in and make those sort of like swells to create the keyboards. So I went from there, and took a while, but it took a while to do the album. But while I was doing that, I was also working on another album, and I did have an album out before that, which was an ambient album, because just after the lockdown stuff, there was a certain anxiety that I couldn't get rid of. And
a lot of people, I think that's what's wrong with the world, to be honest.
I agree, and it still affects people, I think, to this day, anybody who experienced it. Certainly not a positive time. So I was sat down with, I use a bit of software called Reason, which is multiple, everything you want, synths, drum machines, everything. And production, it's brilliant. So I sat down, I was working on this thing. I was literally pretty much pressed one note or a chord, and it was going through some modulation, and it started to formulate this very, very weird thing. And I was sat down for about 20 minutes, just letting it do its thing. And I thought to myself, I'm feeling a bit strange. What is it? What is this rare feeling? And I realised, I was relaxed. I thought, wow, I'll have to make this into a project. I'll make it into a project. So I made an entire album. That is only on YouTube, and it's There Was a Man was my moniker, and the album's called The Origins of Universal Language. So that's something to listen to as well.
I find that.
And the next thing I moved on to was because at the end of it finally got onto a beat. There was no beats at all allowed because it was ambient until the end, because I was exploring what actually ambience is. But if you listen to ambient music if you say, do you like ambient music to young people, they'll sort of say, oh yeah, it's some form of techno or something. So at the end of it goes a little bit into that, but then it fades out. And the next album is one that's doing quite well at the moment. It's getting a lot of interest. Dark Matter Productions are really interested in my album at the moment, and Carl's actually. It's called Dark. It's Creedy Dark, which is also available on all the same ones. We put it out at the same time as Carl's, and that one is full of villains.
Back to the Pennine Club. So you put on a band last weekend. Is that going to be a regular thing?
Well, at the moment, it's down to them. But yeah, it was very successful. They were very happy. We did it free from because we want them to make money. They said, how much do you want? I went, that's not really the point, is it? I said, we'll do it. Laurie from Pepper Jam did a solo spot for us as well, which is extremely good at. He's just a great musician. So I'm hoping that we're going to do one a month with the support. So it's a watch this space thing.
What, the same band with a support?
No. Totally different band. Totally different support every month.
That's excellent.
That's the plan, really. We've still got the open mic at the Sports and Social, which is the first Sunday of the month. which is, as I say, picked up to something that I can work with now.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of people coming over to that because I've done absolutely loads of open mics, Nelson's, Blind Pig, everywhere. So I didn't do it for ages, but I finally went back to doing this one. I was finally persuaded.
Right, that's all been really fascinating. Have you got any other projects in mind for the future, or just take it as it comes?
Well, I mean, I'd like to. There's a talk about Recycle Radio doing something at Christmas. Oh, actually, no, just after Christmas, the night before New Year's Eve, actually. So the night when people haven't got much money and probably haven't got much to do. So we thought that might work rather well. And so we're doing something in Todmorden, but we're going to go over there and do a broadcast, probably, as I say, just before New Year's Eve. And it's basically the best of open micers. So we're going to have some fantastic musicians, and they're going to come in and either play live or we're going to pre-record them. And then maybe between that, you might have like mini shows. Yeah. To join the whole thing together for the day, but it'll be a day's broadcast. It's going to be very difficult to put together, but that's our plan for that, which will reintroduce Recycle Radio, of course.
Great. Really pleased if that comes back.
And bring some musicians together, which is what we're aiming to do. Get that creative community back together and give it a hub.
Yeah, and not surprisingly, it's a move to Tottenham.
Well, yeah, but it's just coming over us, to be quite honest. Most of the musicians live in Todd now.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Okay, that's great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
As ever, entertaining young man.
Young, carry on.
Oh, right.
Thank you.
Well, having heard Creedy talk, you can now hear him perform. His latest album is called Dark, and this is a track from it called This Is a War and We're All in It Together.
Bill Gates has plenty of underground security areas, apparently one under each of his homes. This is a war we're all in it together. This is a war where we're all in it together. This is a war where we're all in it together.